Okay, hello everybody, welcome to this week's episode of Umineko Monday. Today we continue on with Umineko.
As you do.
What else would we continue with? Oh my god, I just looked at my poster, my gay book releases tomorrow apparently, and if this pre-order that I have doesn't come in an efficient time, then one of my videos is actually going to be fucked. Okay. So, anyway, so, Umineko time. I'm just making sure that everything's in correctly in OBS. Cool, we're all good. We're recording. So, we've already done that. Start. Load. Okay. Turn of the Golden Witch. We could go all the way back here. So, this was Jessica's, what's it called, wasn't it? School festival.
Jessica's school festival.
Jessica.
Jessica.
The biggest full event for the Shurmia family was the family conference in October. But to Jessica, there was another major event that came before that, the school cultural festival. Jessica liked school.
Jessica.
To her, it was a place where she could let out her stress she'd built up from the rigid lifestyle she was forced to lead at home. For today's cultural festival, she'd formed a group with her friends and had announced they'd perform some light music on the temporary stage. Oh my god, Kaon? She had prepared and practiced for this for over and over until today, always anxiously awaiting this day's arrival. But there was one thing that worried her. She looked at the clock. There was still a little time, but she felt uneasy. Would that person really come? After taking a single deep breath, her heart jumped when all her friends suddenly started speaking in shrill voices. No way! Hina's boyfriend is so awesome! Isn't he? Isn't he? Rin's boyfriend...
I don't know, is he?
I don't know. Rin's boyfriend is really smart. Is it true that the guy's glasses beast? What? No way. My husband will be a pretty boy. Haha. It may not be like this for all girls, but at least at Jessica's school, the cultural festival was basically a boyfriend exhibition. Jessica didn't have a boyfriend, loser. She had many friends of the opposite sex, but no special only one. But Jessica was a little famous around the school, and everyone thought it would be natural for her to have a fitting partner. Furthermore, her pride had led her to pretend that this was true. She'd somehow managed to keep them fooled until this year. But for various reasons, she hadn't been able to escape this year's cultural festival. Jessie, is your boyfriend here? What? No, it doesn't look like he's here yet. Maybe he's busy at work. That looks like a different sprite.
Yeah.
I think that might have been a PS3 sprite because of the different uniform.
Oh, yeah, true.
It did say in the mod that there was some sprites that weren't pachinko that they couldn't like put into... Oh, what was it? There was PS3 sprites that replaced some of the pachinko sprites.
And I think this is also where British Jessica comes in.
So what kind of person is he, Jessie? At least give us a hint. What kind of relationship? Awesome. So he's a working man. Will he come in his suit? Of course he'll be wearing glasses, right? Yeah.
Ugh.
Hey.
Ever since George wore glasses, it's like, ugh.
George walks into the scene. Jessica just sits there going, why the fuck are you here?
I thought we banned you from going to schools.
I thought you were on a registry. Hey, he actually does exist, right? If you come clean now, we'll let you join us. Let's cry together through this year's cultural festival. No. He exists. He exists. I told you he really exists. Aha. Jessica's bitter smile was covered with a cold sweat. It's starting to seem doubtful whether she had deceived her sharp-witted friends. Okay, then how about making a fake boyfriend and taking him with you? A fake? Who? I can't think of anyone who would do that. Shannon's ridiculous plan surprised Jessica into hysterics. Even so, she was probably more realistic than the crazy methods running through her head about getting a boyfriend in the big rush before the cultural festival. For example, what about Kanon-kun? Kanon-kun? No way, no way! Anyway, I'm sure Kanon-kun has work the day of the festival, and I don't want to bother him. Of course, I've already checked the schedule. Kanon-kun has a day off. Why are you always so clever when it comes to stuff like this? No, wait.
Jessica.
It'd be even worse if he's off. I can't pull him away from his precious day off just for my own vanity. If you don't pull Kanon-kun away, he'll always be shut away by himself. So, I think it's perfect that you could drag him out of his shell. Yeah. What is this face? You think so? No, but like, I feel bad for him. Then I guess you're out of options. How about meekly confessing to everyone that you don't have a boyfriend? True, it may be terribly embarrassing, but you'd only have to endure the short yet long time before graduation. To a pair of lovers, there's no sweeter honey than to face a single person with an inferiority complex. Shannon! You aren't really worrying for my sake, are you? You're just teasing me, right? What was those boinkings?
I don't know.
Jessica wrestled around with Shannon, her eyes teary, but Shannon was unfazed, laughing with her usual smile. Yes, this is to get you back for making fun of me and George Summer all this time. Listening to Shannon's comeback, the likes of which didn't happen even once a year, Jessica hugged her cushion and rolled around on her bed, pretending to faint in agony. She couldn't stand Shannon's smile, which looked so triumphant. But right now, she was the only person Jessica could talk with. She couldn't choke her to death with her cushion later. Is it really so bad, my lady? It's a cultural festival, but it's also a chance for you to have fun with Kanon-kun. Kanon-kun. No, that may be true, but... No. Jessica buried her head into her favorite pillow to hide the fact that her face had grown a bright red. She grumpily chewed on her fingernail on her thumb. It really was a reaction to be appreciated. Shannon and Jessica were of about the same age, of the same sex, and friends. And they were both right in the middle of puberty. They could never talk enough about love. That's why they could talk freely about these topics to each other. So Jessica had a lot to say about how Shannon and George's love was progressing. And Shannon had a lot to say about what type Jessica liked and what kind of man she might be interested in. Judging by Jessica's reaction, it'd probably be rude for us to go into precisely what these things were. However, this story won't go anywhere if we just have Jessica rolling around forever. So let's dive in. Jessica had been thinking about Kanon ever since he'd shown up. It was extremely rare for a young man to visit Rokujima, so maybe it was natural for Jessica, a girl in puberty, to develop an interest in Kanon. But if anyone said that, it would destroy the romantic ideals of a maiden's pure heart and love at first sight. Shannon had been with Kanon a long time at the orphanage, so she'd known him since before they started working. So Jessica had asked persistently about what his hobbies were, what his favourite food was, and what kind of girl he liked. Even to Shannon, it was clear that Jessica was infatuated with Kanon.
Oh, Jessica.
Jessica, come on. Isn't this a good chance to take Kanon-kun on a date? But Kanon-kun might also have someone else that he likes, so wouldn't he take it badly if I made him go with me just to show off? People who aren't honest with themselves, like you are, what was that word that I learned from George Summer? That's right, I think it was Sundora? Apparently there'd been all the rage in a decade or so. Wow, Georgie-san sure is incredible. Incredibly rude. Managing to foresee the future trends like that. Awesome. No, wait, are you saying that I'm living in the wrong decade? I give up.
I mean, Jessica was fawning over Joe Jonas a few chapters ago, so.
And also, what's it called? Ringo Beetle, apparently.
Ringo Beetle.
Which, if
She
you
has
think about
traits
it,
across the
Natsuhi
ages.
would have been falling for. So.
Yeah.
I give up. It took several days of wasted efforts, but in the end, Jessica agreed to the plan of having having Kanon pretend to be her boyfriend. No, it's Shannon in a dress, in a suit. Yes, milady. Did you call me? Jessica regretted calling it out at such a bad time. Kanon always looked sullen, but he had some bad days and some better days. Unfortunately, this was the reaction of the former. No, all that confidence and effort that she built up practicing in front of a mirror all night was wiped out in about 5 seconds. Jessica turned bright red and hung her head. When he saw that, Kanon sighed. Jessica thought that he was exasperated with her, and her face went pale. I heard from Shannon. This is about having me go with you to the school cultural festival, right, milady? Huh? Nice one, Shannon. I mean, yeah, that's right. But do you have plans that day? I was strictly ordered by Shannon to work especially for you on that day, milady. I have never been to high school, so I don't really understand. But I hear it's a place where girls can be shamed if they don't have a boy with them. And I was given special orders to see to it that the daughter of the Shiramiya family is in no way inferior to common people. Shannon, I'll beat you to death later! Jessica kept yelling with a strange voice and a broken smile, like tea kettle filling with boiling water. As Kanon watched this, he sighed again. Kanon wasn't an idiot either. He fully understood what Jessica intended by inviting him. But to be honest, playing along with Jessica's love game seems like nothing more than an annoyance to him. However, Shannon had asked him...
Play a love game.
had asked him over and over. He was deeply indebted to her, so he couldn't refuse. And that brooch was in his pocket. Could this strange turn of events be brought about by the magic power residing in this brooch? Ridiculous. But he remembered what Shannon had said to him that day. Could Shannon see something he couldn't? I don't understand Shannon's feelings. We are furniture. As we could ever become nothing more. As if we could become anything more. It was truly an odd exchange between Jessica, who was still rambling on in a strange voice, and Kanon, who sighed deeply.
Am I talking as Kumasawa? What?
What?
I don't know, you went quiet?
Because nothing, it was transitioning.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Jessie, someone's here. Didn't you hear? Sorry. Who is it? As all my friends gathered together, they were looking this way with a hard-to-describe expression, whispering each other in small voices that weren't small anymore. In my attempt to play dumb, felt pretty transparent, even to me. Did I really just say, sorry, who is it? Like, I don't know who just showed up. It's useless, my mind is going blank. No, how come they have a pachinko version of Kanon, but not of Jessica, this alternate out, whatever?
I don't know.
No way, is that Jesse's boyfriend? He's so cute. Wait, he's real? No way, seriously? Jessica, you traitor.
No,
He's
Jessica.
incredible. He's younger? I never heard he was younger. Where is Jesse's boyfriend? She's really into. Whoa! Hold on. Hold on. How old is Kanon-kun at this point?
He's 16.
Why are they saying he's a little kid?
I don't know. They're just like, that's not even as. It's so funny.
That's such. They're like so different.
Like it's definitely not on the level of fucking George. Fucking George.
Fucking George. But it's like. Okay. Hey! Aren't you late? Huh? I didn't know where the entrance was. I must apologize for my tardiness. Right. That outfit looks really good on you. Shannon said normal clothes wouldn't do, so we went and bought this the other day. When did you become British, Canon? Does it look strange on me? That's so not true. Shannon, when I get back, I'll promote you 2 levels. It feels like everyone here is a girl. It's uncomfortable. Hey, yeah, isn't it? Come on. Let's not hang around here. Let's go to the stage, okay? 'Cause I'll be up pretty soon. Come on.
Jessica.
I feel like I'm putting on a slightly different different Valley Girl accent with Jessica now, and I don't know if it's solely because the PS3 version is in my face, and I'm just like, that's a different sprite, that's a different person. Jessica seemed just as uncomfortable. It looked like being bathed, and everyone's interested gaze was hard on her. When he saw Jessica's appearance, Kanon thought he might have made things difficult for her by coming. I get the feeling. I'm getting in the way. Am I being a burden? I told you, no way. Please, tell me at any time if I start getting in the way. Yeah, no way. He calls himself Boku. There's no way you'll get in the way, Kanon-kun. Kia, she calls her boyfriend kid. What would you like me to do, milady? No way! She makes him call her milady like a butler. Oh my god,
Oh, Jessica.
No! You can't call me milady today! Is that so? As you wish, Jessica-sama. Yeah, she's called traitor to call him sama. Sorry, Kanon-kun, can you close your eyes for just 3 seconds? It's a kiss, she's gonna kiss him! Why was there a thunder crash? As you wish.
Oh, we're going Princess Diaries. Well, not Princess Diaries, what's it? The Princess Bride.
Bang. Thunk. Bam bam. Slam. Crash. Thunder. By the time Kanon opened his eyes, a horrible tragedy had occurred in the room. Everyone had been driven into the walls by their arms and legs outstretched. Jessica had slipped her brass knuckles into her pocket before Kanon-kun's eyes had opened. Anyway, let's go over to the stage. Our turn's coming up soon, so take a seat and wait for a bit. Because we've got a lot to get, because we've got to get ready. Go straight to the end and you'll hear a temporary stage. You'll know where to go. Please wait there. She pushed Kanon-kun's back and seemed to be having trouble moving himself and chased him out. Even though Kanon was confused by Jessica's attitude and her panicky state, which he'd never seen before, he followed her instructions and headed in the direction that she had indicated. After seeing off with an awkward smile, Jessica slammed the door shut and yelled loudly. There you go! You saw, right? You saw that. Are you happy now? Wahaha, sucks for you! Ah, I lost the bet! I was sure Jessie didn't have a girlfriend? Jessica's gay?
Jessica gay?
Jessica gay? I was sure Jessie didn't have a boyfriend. Are you sure that was her boyfriend? I'll bet she's just abusing one of her servants, right? Whoa, Jessie's boyfriend's incredible. Shut up! Come on, let's get ready. When Jessica took the brass knuckles out of her pocket again, everyone energetically turned to their tasks. Kanon went down the corridor Jessica had shown him and ran into a temporary stage setup where the vending machines should have been. It was probably being rented by the hour by some group or club. The ones singing were student groups, but the crowd was still incredibly excited. Disliking the clutter, he leaned against the wall in the darkness by himself. So this is what they call high school. It sure is noisy. That's what Kanon-kun thought. Then he remembered Jessica just now acting the way that he'd never seen before. Honestly, she was in such high spirits that alcohol might have been involved. To him, remaining composed and intellectual at all times was the highest virtue. In that sense, it was very hard for Kanon to get used to the atmosphere of a school cultural festival. He had the responsibility to report everything he saw and heard to the master. So, he also had to report about how Jessica had acted without restraint earlier. At the very least, it was not fitting for the daughter of the Shirimiya head family. The master, Krao-sama, and especially Natsuhi-sama will probably be angry. If I am to report in the way that protects my lady, should I blame it on inappropriate school friends? What was all that? So stupid. Kanon thought back on how Jessica had acted earlier and sighed again. He could understand Natsuhi's headache a little now. Come to think of it, Natsuhi-sama, as the president of the PTA, was supposed to go to an informal gathering after attending the ceremony in the gymnasium. She said she wouldn't be able to see Milady's performance, didn't she? That's probably for the best. Crowds certainly are unpleasant. What in the world is going on? Several female students kept glancing at me. Oh, it seems like they're all whispering the same thing Milady's school friend said. It's truly unpleasant. Come to think of it, didn't Shannon warn me? If you walk alone at something like a school festival, you'd better watch out. Kanon's theme song. Because a lot of strange people will come and talk to you. Excuse me, are you by yourself? Just as expected, a group of girls I'd never met started talking to me. Their stare started to make my back tingle. Did she tell me some magic words could chase him off in times like this? Sorry. I'm with someone. Oh, really? I'm sorry. Ah, it worked. Instant reaction. Well, that got rid of them, but it hasn't changed the number of people staring at me. No, is that kid? That's Jessie's boyfriend. No way. It's that kid? I can't believe it. I was sure he's fake. Isn't he cute? So he's younger. Lucky Jessie. There's no way I'd ever come to a place like this again. Got on side for about the zillionth time today. When he did, the light changed and the standing audience started cheering. He looked around and realized that there was suddenly a large group of people there. And unlike earlier, they were mostly guys. With this huge crowd, he couldn't even see the stage. Unfortunately, there was a fallen beer case nearby. Fallen beer case? So he tried using that as a footstool. When he did, he realized there was now a new group on the stage. Their leader is Milady. She's changed into stage clothes, and she's even holding a guitar. I didn't know she could play. Then again, maybe she can play. I've seen her practicing air guitar before. Ah yes, because that's practicing. Natsuki-sama wouldn't approve of her hobbies outside of study. Maybe she was always practicing in secret. Come to think of it, she's been returning really late from school recently, hasn't she? Maybe she's practicing at school far away from Natsuki-sama's prying eyes. It really is for best that Natsuki-sama didn't come. If Milady were to get scolded by Natsuki-sama after putting so many hours of practice in, she'd probably be dejected. Jessie-sama! I think this is the men that's screaming this. Everyone, thanks for gathering here today. I could hear Jessica's forceful voice through the speakers. Jessie-sama? Maybe that's her nickname at school. The students in the audience keep calling out that name. I'm a little offended by that crew name. It's inappropriate for Milady. Jessica-sama was in high spirits and they kept shouting, Jessie-sama! Everyone was probably a fan. Her mic performance picked up on that electrified them even more. It was almost like a music program on TV. At first, he thought it was silly, but had a feeling that feeling had changed into appreciation. It was incredible in its own way. Kanon never listened to music of his own free will, but he'd often heard that kind of music of the Shiromiya family liked. Since it was almost all classical, Kanon had naturally taken a liking to that kind of music. So to Kanon, the song Jessica sang was, how you should say, extremely colourful. In any case, if Natsuki-sama heard it, she'd probably faint. What?
British! No! Where's the British? Petan, petan, suru, petan, mochi, petan, hidden, petan, petan, petan.
I think when I was selecting the what's it called, unless
you
her
didn't
accent,
choose British Jessica.
I don't know.
How? She's not British.
We might get her sprite, but I don't know about like a proper picture. But everyone looks like they were having
a picture. Oh no, we lost British Jessica.
Well, now we get a cosplay
lost her to the war.
We have cosplayer Jessica. But everyone looked like they were having a really good time. Some diehard fans who even brought some pen lights sang along and danced crazily with the same movements as though this had been planned ahead. On the stage, Jessica-sama also sang enthusiastically, dripping with sweat. He couldn't find a single element that was appropriate for the daughter of the Shiromiya family. But it looks like so much fun. Jessie-sama! Jessie! Again, today, behind me, the sound of footsteps. Oyashiro-sama is stalking me. Curses disappearance. Sacrifices torture. Onikakushi, does that make a good snack? Don't say muddy sa. I must not go along with it, but at any rate, Milady is full of life and she looks like she's having a great time. As I watched Milady enjoying herself, I thought, could this be Shiromiya Jessica's true nature? Don't I know better than anyone that during her life on Rokkenjima she has no choice but to kill her sense of self. So, the time she spends not as Milady, successor to the Shiromiya family, but as a single girl named Jessica, living life to the fullest, must be very important to her. close to Milady, seeing her in all seasons, and thought I knew everything about her. But that was limited to one side of her, the Milady of Rokkenjima. We are furniture. We serve on Rokkenjima and end our lives on Rokkenjima. So I've come to think of Rokkenjima itself as our whole world. As though, like... What is that word? Patelmiac?
I don't know.
The ocean spilled off the end of the world into an abyss. But when I look at Milady like this, I can see how horribly narrow that outlook is. Still, I can't go along with this excitement of the crowd. But I feel like I can see something that cannot be seen on Rokkenjima. But I'm not sure if this unseeable thing, this is the unseeable thing Shannon was talking about. But the ocean still doesn't look blue to me.
Ew.
Ah, why is this fucker here? Wasn't the cultural festival at Jessica's school today? How is the principal doing? He seems to be in good health. That is right. Diet member Takayama is also there. Or Takemiya. He says to give you his regards. Busy as usual. It appears so. That person is also very energetic. Oh, and I believe President Emoto also made an appearance. Naturally, the topic of Jessica's cultural festival came up at dinner. School events often became social gatherings for local volunteers. It was the same for the Ishirimiya family, who were celebrities around here. Natsuki remembered the name of the VIP one after another at that social gathering, telling Krause the news about them. Jessica didn't really have an interest in that discussion and rudely slurped on her pumpkin soup. Milady, perhaps you ought to take more care with your manners. Yeah, sorry about that. Jessica, how many times must I tell you to watch your language? It should be French, not American, you stupid. Yes, Mom! Jessica answered discouraged. When he saw that, Kraus smiled a little and paused his conversation with Natsuki. How was the festival for you, Jessica? Huh? Well, it was okay. I was watching. You did an excellent job. Well, Jessica's face turned bright red. She probably hadn't imagined that Natsuki would actually come to her show on stage. She felt a mix of happiness and embarrassment. Actually, she hadn't really wanted her mother to watch, since she didn't want to be told that her music was inappropriate for the family. Oh my god. My nose is like stuffing.
Oh no.
But it certainly didn't make her unhappy to hear the parents say she'd done a good job after truly trying her best. Jessica acted with both composure and dignity. Fitting behavior for the student representative. Oh, yeah. The smile that had been there a second ago crumbled like sand. Oh my god. Jessica immediately realized that her mum was talking about something different. Jessica was also the school's student president. She had no interest in doing something so annoying, but her parents had been so pushy that she begrudgingly accepted. Unfortunately, she was popular at school, so she won the election easily. So Natsu was praising her for her student council sponsorship ceremony at the beginning of the cultural festival. Actually, she had carried that out half-heartedly. She immediately met with her friends. After that, she immediately met with her friends and held a stage rehearsal for the rest of the time. That experience of standing above people and bearing responsibility will surely prove useful in the future. I'm sure it will help Jessica mature as a member of the Ushiromia family. But you're a little like giving the greeting. You get a pass on content, but the first base of your speech lessens the impact. It might help if you develop the habit of pausing every once in a while. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. After she finished eating, Jessica didn't feel like going straight to her room. Her room was basically the place her parents had ordered her to be. So perhaps for Jessica, instead of returning to her own room, being in an unknown location in this large mansion was a meager form of resistance. Jessica felt that even being in the mansion made it hard to breathe, so she went outside to the rose garden. Well, even if she
Bestie?
did show up... Hello?
Hi, I thought you disconnected for a
No.
second.
No. Well, even if she did show up, I'm sure she would have said something about how it wasn't appropriate for a successor of the Ushiromia family. So, is it better this way? Jessica laughed at what she was sulking over. She laughed at what kind of words she could have possibly been expecting. That was dumb of me. In the end, I was just acting like an entitled brat. I'm a little exasperated with myself, and it just makes me want to laugh. Milady. What? Count? Don't scare me like that. Just as she was about to force a laugh, Carlot started talking to her and she choked. What's up? Got something to say? Yeah? Jessica's expression became one she always wore when looking at Kanon. The listless Jessica from a second ago was gone. If he had only known Jessica as the eventual successor to the Ushiromia family, as he had until yesterday, he might have mistakenly thought that Jessica's mood had sprung back to normal. But that wasn't right. He now knew part of her that he couldn't have seen until yesterday. So, he understood that there was no way Jessica actually felt the way she appeared. Oh, about today's cultural festival. Well, thanks for coming with me so I could show off. You saved my butt out there. That song. You were really good. What? Really? You're embarrassing me. Even though she had heard those words she most wanted to hear, Jessica acted shyly and couldn't accept them openly. I cannot sing, and I don't know how to play an instrument other than the harmonica and the recorder, which I learned in elementary school. So, I assumed you were the same, my lady. At the time, Kanon had never felt as though he'd been looking down on Jessica in this way. But all the people he'd seen playing special instruments were on the other side of the brown tubes in the TV. At the very least, he'd been under the impression that it'd been impossible for Jessica. I am furniture, so I didn't believe there'd be any need to sing or play instruments. But I'm not sure anymore. Seriously, Kanon-kun? Enough with that I am furniture business. That's like a proper attitude you servants are supposed to have, right? Servants are like supposed to be like living furniture. Genji-san says it a lot. it isn't just a proper attitude, because we really are furniture. I know the kids from the Fukuin house receive assistance from grandfather in various ways, and I realize how grateful you are for that. But it's a bit cruel for you to call yourselves furniture just because of that. We're all human, aren't we? Kanokun, when you saw me singing, what did you think? It looked like you were having a lot of fun. I don't think that's true. Huh? You didn't just think it looked like fun. You were envious, weren't you? That's not... Kanon probably hadn't noticed that emotion himself. Most likely, Kanon said something he'd never seen before, learned about it for the first time, and felt envious. To trick himself out of that emotion, he'd called himself furniture over and over. I know I'm the successor to the Ushirimiya family or whatever, and well, I'm sure there'll be a lot of annoying stuff to do from now on. As far as that goes, I can't do anything but give up since I was born under an unlucky star. Probably just like you had to live in the Fukuin house. I don't have a choice either. I couldn't choose the stars under which I was born. That may be true. But there's one place where you and I are completely different. Know what that is? I'm furniture and Milady is not. He was about to say that, but stopped. I do not know. Kanon-kun, you decided that your fate determines everything about you and you gave up. But I can't accept this fate, so I do the best that I can. So, while we're still in the rigid and cornered me that's gotta stay as the daughter of the Ushirimiya family, I've created another me that can do whatever I like to the fullest. Another you? Yeah. Kanon-kun, you've been instructed to because I am furniture. I'm sure you've gone through a lot of tough times just because of that. I think that's really unfortunate. But the idea that your entire life will be decided by that alone just seems to sadden me. You know, it's always possible for people to create another self inside them. A self that can truly grow to like. They can truly grow to like. I'm not talking about escaping from reality, okay? When I'm that other self, I really feel like I'm living a great life. So no matter how constrained and boring everyday life gets to be, I can always live on without suffocating. To make another self inside yourself that you can truly grow to like. To make another me, one that isn't furniture. Through her relationship with the George-sama, had Shannon given birth to another self that isn't furniture? And did this other Shannon see something that can't be seen by furniture? That's right. Well, I don't know anything about your private life, Kanon-kun, but I can sort of guess. Your private life probably doesn't exist at all. Am I right? Kanon-kun replied, but that answer was enough. He had no concept of a private life. So Kanon would always be Kanon. So furniture would always be furniture. Kanon-kun, Kanon isn't your real name, right? In the Fukuin house, new graduates would be given new families and a new life, so they were also given a new name. In this case, that was Kanon. Certainly, this name of mine may be a temporary thing. Before he had thought himself as Kanon and no one else. He had thought himself as Kanon and no one else. But he remembered. There had definitely been another self that wasn't Kanon. But that was far, far away. Beyond that distant fog of oblivion. So even for you, it should be okay to have times when you're Kanon-kun and times when you aren't. Maybe when you act as a servant, that Kanan-kun calls himself furniture and strictly limits his own will. But when you aren't Kanan-kun, I think it's okay to live much more freely. Those words definitely weren't just lip service. Jessica had also been like this in the past. She had cursed her own birth and the environment different from all her friends at school. She'd only been in a heavily constricted environment and forced to learn all sorts of things. And she had even been told for whom she was and wasn't allowed to play with. It may have been sad, but she'd given up, resigning herself to the fact that she'd been born under that kind of star. But one day, Jessica stopped giving up and surrendering. Stuff like these Shiromir family customs and pressure didn't matter. She created a real Jessica inside herself, one who could do what she really wanted to do. You know, I got the name Jessie at school. When I'm Jessie, I live life honestly and to the fullest. And because of that, I can do my best when I'm Jessica too. Would it really be so bad if you could also have times when you're Kanon and times when you're, your real name? When you aren't Kanon, when you try becoming another self that you can like? A time when I am not Kanon. He'd once thought of his real name as being completely meaningless. Because of that, he thought of Kanon summed up everything about him. And now, Jessica was telling him to create something new. Another self that wasn't Kanon. Kanon-kun, if you don't mind, tell me, what's your real name? He was silent for quite some time. Maybe Kanon's real name had risen to the tip of his tongue. After hesitating for a long time on whether he should say it, in the end, he swallowed it back down. I forgot. My name doesn't matter anymore. Those words contained a faint rejection. No matter what kind of real name I had, the only truth now is that here, I'm Kanon. The past has nothing to do with anything. The materials in which furniture is made, be it a trunk of a tree or otherwise, are meaningless in the end. I told you to stop that! You aren't furniture, you're human, right? I am not human. Kanon clearly voiced his refusal. It was the rage that he normally didn't show. Jessica couldn't say anything back and just struck silent. You are human, milady. You are free to live whatever way you please. And any kind of future is possible for you. It's almost like you have wings that can dance through the sky like a bird. But I am not like that. Even if I looked like a bird, I'd be nothing more than a domestic duck. Damn! Ducky has no rights. even though they have wings, they cannot fly.
Ducks end up as twinks, it looks like.
Ducks
That's
fly?
how it happens.
What does it mean, ducks cannot fly? Does he mean a chicken?
This man is so uneducated.
Literally. Just speaks to me of that dream in the sky. Despite that, it's just too cruel. Furniture and ducks? What the hell is all this? No. Jessica had unconsciously gone along with Kanon's forceful manner of speaking and realized she shouldn't fire back and swallowed her words. I don't know anything about you. I don't even know your upbringing. I don't know what hardships you've been through, so I can't imagine why you started calling yourself furniture. But know this. You aren't furniture or a duck. You're a twink. You're a chicken instead. You're a fucking chicken. You're a real human. If you want to say Kanan-kun's furniture when he's working as a servant, that's fine. But in that case, don't you think you can create a self when you aren't furniture or for when you're human? Only a human like Milady can embrace that possibility. I am not like that. I have no future, no possibilities, no dream that I am allowed to see. So, Milady, please don't say any more cruel things. Why? Why do you say stuff like that? Because it seems that you are mistaken to think that I am human, the same as you, my lady. We are different sorts of beings. I just wanted to make that clear. I heard from Shannon something about my lady liking me. What? No. I look almost identical to a human. So, like Shannon, I could probably delude myself into thinking I'm human and pretend to love for a time. But then, I would surely be fooling myself. No, I would be fooling you too, my lady. Shannon and George Summer will definitely fall apart. Even though Shannon herself probably realized that day will come. She's taking part in such a stupid... There's nothing stupid about it. Sure, George Nissan's a wonderful... Is he really though? Maybe Kanon's onto something.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I'm Team Kanon in this point.
Yeah.
And he's
legit.
gotta match up to his parents' expectations. I'm sure when it comes to marriage, Aunt Ava will interfere in various ways. And I think their future prospects look like they'll be full of trouble. Okay? But you know what? George Nissan isn't the kind of guy who will surrender to that shit. Shannon's no Juliet. He'll definitely bring out her happiness. People cannot engage in romance with furniture. I don't know. There's some people that really like engaging with romance with furniture.
There's a bunch of documentaries and a whole game about it, so...
There's a guy who fucked his car. There's a movie of a woman who fucked her car.
There's the woman who married the Eiffel Tower. Imagine how nuts he reacted to that one.
Yeah. What the fuck? What do you mean? People are marrying things. I don't like this. Jessica, get away from him.
Oh, you know what? I would love if you impersonated that one French lady who reacts to things getting crushed and like different I guess plastic animals getting inflated with water.
See, I only know
not the dog. Not the dog.
Not the dog. No, I only really watch the British woman who does that. Okay, where? People cannot engage with romantic furniture. What I'm trying to say is that even if you can love furniture, I cannot love you, my lady.
Canon French now.
Those words from Conan's crushed all of Jessica's bittersweet feelings from the day. There was no way her emotions could have predicted that she'd be refused so bluntly. In an instant, she lost willpower that had led to trying to unravel something stubborn in Conan's heart, and before she knew it, she was just standing there in shock. My lady, if your feelings for me were due to my conceit, then I must ask that you forgive me. No, I won't deny that. Thank you very much. Huh? Thank you very much for thinking of me as human. Those feelings
Detroit.
alone to make me really happy. You know, we're sitting here in Detroit. I'm human now. Anything more would be too cruel for me, so... No, I've said enough. Sorry about that. Jessica recklessly scratched at her head and spoke, trying to force her voice to sound bright. I just kinda ran ahead by myself, and I was a burden to you. I'm really sorry. I'm sorry for causing you so much trouble on your precious day off.
Oh, Jessica.
No. I was also happy that I could see you having fun. Then let's call it a night. If I don't go back to my room and turn off the lights, Mom will get mad at me again. That's probably for the best. I wish you a good night, my lady. Yeah. Good night.
Jessica!
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 Kanon saw Jessica trot away with her back to him, looking disheartened. But then she suddenly broke into a reckless dash and disappeared into the direction of the mansion. He watched her back, just for an instant. Kanon was tormented by the feeling that he'd just made a huge mistake. But he hadn't made a mistake at all. He'd been forced to refuse her now for her sake, while the pain was still at its smallest. Nice going, making a woman cry like that. Ha! I didn't expect you to refuse her that strongly. If you'd given a normal answer, another pair of lovers would have been born thanks to my magic.
Queen!
How long have you been standing there? What a horrible person. When he turned around, the witch was suddenly there. It looked as though she'd been there the whole time, watching the two of them as though enjoying a play. I shall forgive you for your insults just this once, in deference to that amusing little show. Even 1,000 years, no more interesting shows exist than complications between boys and girls. To me, it's a pleasure that's better more than addictive than opium. That's what's in this little staff. Kanon pulled out the butterfly brooch from his pocket. It was the manifestation of the great magic the witch has bestowed. Without hesitation, Kanon slammed it against the ground and stomped on it. Oh? What is the meaning of this? You know that was given by me. Just now, I figured it out. What you're doing isn't as tasteful as being Cupid of love. You're just a demon who enjoys showing love to those who can never be together, deceiving them. You are free to think that. Most humans I lend my power to say the same thing. Don't play dumb. You didn't lend Shannon your power because you felt sorry for her. You found a weak point in Shannon's heart, and as her chest burned with love, and you made her break that mirror that sealed you. What's more, you guessed how this would all end, and now you're toying with her. Am I wrong? Ha! Furniture has a thoroughly pitiful existence. So, you have no dreams, no future, and even no love? Good, good. There's nothing better than knowing your place.
It's a cracker.
What?
That was what they say on Dairy Girls.
Oh.
I don't know who said it, but someone did.
As you noticed,
Cracker.
there was a faint love residing in Jessica's heart. You seem to think you've snipped the bud. But, didn't you know? The trees grow thicker. Trees grow thicker branches if you thin out and prune them. A girl who loves furniture, is it? Amusing. How truly amusing. Shannon and George also eventually reach a stalemate with their unfulfillable love, ripening into all sorts of large fruit that I love. However, regretfully, it seems that to be going more smoothly for those two, that it's hardly entertaining anymore. But, on the plus side, it seems the two of you amuse me to no end! The witch laughed. Even though she'd known the two could never be together, she lent the magic to bring them together. However, they couldn't escape the fate that prevented them from eventually being truly joined. The witch knew that. Even if they were joined, Shannon and George, Connor and Jessica would eventually break up. They would wander through an endless desert of this hell of love, tormented by an eternal thirst. What did you think? What? Did you think I'd lend my power and ask for nothing in exchange? I'll gladly assist a pair in love. And in exchange, I'll enjoy the cruel fate they'll eventually meet. I never have come across a better show. Not over the course of 1,000 years. Just look at Kinzo. See how he ended up? A pitiful old man who learned the taste of love before being thrown out of paradise. Look at how he lives, like a dead man that cannot fully die. sorry. That's like the perfect. Oh my god. That was so perfect.
I'm sorry I did that to put my hand up. It was, oh, I can't put my hand up like a Zoom class. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, okay, alright, what I wanted to ask was, what do you think Beatrice means by these couples are fated to not be together?
Either she murders them in different timelines. Obviously there's the whole, like, they're fated to not be together because of the, what's it called? The power imbalance. But, I don't know.
We'll keep reading. I'd love to hear what you think.
Yeah. Okay, hold on.
Oh, I can't even begin to tell you how much... Oh, oh goodness.
Mia is speaking now because I didn't realize I had to get food.
I was rewatching clips from Dairy Girls recently specifically for this. You truly are a witch. Disappear. Get out of my sight, demon. Oh! I would disappear even without you prompting. That's not Irish.
It's better. It was better than the Russian accent you were doing the other day.
Okay. Okay. Cracker. My power still hasn't returned.
Now it's turning 7.
It is still tiring to continue showing myself. I overdid it when I gave you lover's power.
And we're back to Russian.
I will not be easy to maintain the power without that brooch as a catalyst. Kanon grounded his foot even more into the stumped brooch. He felt it break under his foot. Then it evaporated like water, and changed into butterflies that sparkled gold, fluttering out from beneath Kanon's foot. Maintaining this form is quite painful for me as well. I will hide it myself for a time, just as you desire. My magical power will rise as surely the moon and the tides. It's just a pendulum of Southern and Russian. Nothing in between, just a pendulum. And eventually fit in.
Sorry.
I know not in the slightest whether that will be tomorrow, next year, or even 100 or 1,000 years in the future. But as long as those who entertain me, I will surely gain power and revive. I will disappear for. Thank goodness, I don't want to try my Irish accent again.
I like that you heard me move my mic and I was like, oh good lord, thank you.
No, she's saying she'll disappear. So.
Oh.
I wish I had superhuman abilities to hear that.
Okay, shall I continue?
Please talk. Please talk.
The bruise on your palm is already gone. So if you wish tomorrow morning, I can let my existence vanish like an illusion or a dream. After all, nothing saddens me more than being forgotten.
Isn't it funny how she sleeps with her eyes wide open?
However, I'll surely be revived. Be on guard, so that you will not regret this day coming when it arrives. I'll surely have my second coming, and rule over everything as this island's true master. That is the time when the door to the Golden Land will be opened again. The greedy dead surely wake me.
Dog piss. Wait, no, that's not how they said it.
Dog piss!
You haven't watched Dairy Girls, have you?
I've watched a couple episodes and that's it.
Oh, Brooklyn, why?
It wasn't my cup of tea.
How dare you? You know what? Beatrice, we will share cups of tea together, She has lots of great ideas, and the ideas are stuff that you don't stan.
You talk too much. Disappear now, golden witch and golden bitch.
I'm following you, Beatrice!
You're
My
holding
queen.
onto her pixels. The witch became a cloud of golden butterflies and scattered away, leaving behind a scornful laugh. The whole area sparkled like a gold blizzard in a snow globe. It was a fleeting, fantastical scene that disappeared in a heartbeat. The witch could no longer be seen. However, Kanon felt like he could still hear that shrill, unpleasant laugh. Ah, how amusing! How truly amusing!
Say dog piss.
Dog piss. I probably said it wrong. Why is
I think that's how they said it. Dog puss.
dog piss? Why is the human world so amusing after all the years I've been away? Go mad with love. Go mad with gold. Those who don't go mad will one of the two are not human. I see. So that's why the word furniture is so fitting. Furniture is created to serve humans. I cruelly treat humans as playthings to state my 1,000 years of boredom. What a truly amusing three-way deadlock that I cannot control furniture. Kinzo, you fool. What truly entertaining scheme have you worked out? Furniture, you fools. Just you try and see if you can fail me. Tonight, 2 seeds of love have been sown, including the one already sown. That makes 3. Beatrice, why did you leave me alone in this painful world? I hate you. I hate you for all eternity for not even trying to answer despite being yearned for so. Master, drinking any more will be damaging to your health. I really think you need to take off the tequila.
Take off your shirt.
Maybe stop drinking the vodka cruises. Maybe the bottles of soju is too much. One of them needs to go. Dr. Nanjo warned you as well, did he not? Be silent, Genji! You do not understand! You do not understand my grief and sadness! If I believed at least you, my oldest friend, would understand my pain! Why can you not understand? Give me another shot! Oh, Beatrice! Get me some Irish whiskey, stat!
This is why you're Dr. Eggman.
Yeah. This is why I'm Dr. Eggman. Why
Yeah.
did you leave me all alone? Wait, why is this so? Why? Renault. That's never come up before for Genji. What the hell do you mean? Furniture! I don't get it! Yay! Oh my god!
Oh, Jessica-sama! Even though the cries I hear coming from your room tell me the situation, there's nothing I can do. This is all a tragedy due to a pair who are too young, getting too close, with the positions of their birth too distant. I can do nothing but understand Milady's feelings. I hide my footsteps and quietly walk away. La la la!
I quietly walk away. Tra-la-la-la-la.
I love how she was just narrating what she's doing. Like,
Yeah.
this is what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Now
She
I
must
take
be
the
like.
bag, I take the trash bag out and I throw it on George.
Yeah.
Oh, George was the trash bag.
Yeah, she must be like what's it called? Every time Kurosawa appears, it's always like a transition into the next like big arc of the chapter or something. So they
Ah.
must throw her in. We had no Kurosawa san up to that point.
Do you think she's representative of some sort of messenger?
Maybe. I have no clue.
I will let you know, Dante's Inferno is a thing.
I mean, they had the whole Beelzebub, Asmodeus, Lucifer.
Lucifer.
What do you mean by that, George-san? Ah! Ah!
She's back! Jock George is back!
I mean what I said. I still haven't built up my castle and these guns. Yeah! Once I manage to do that, I'll finally be able to, like, find myself or think of myself as an adult. I'm just, I'm just, like, a kid with a trust fund. When that happens, I want to marry you. The sooner the better. But my heart won't let me do that anymore. So I want to give you an engagement ring. 34 karat gold. Massive rock. Engagement, you say? But, furniture. I am also 16! Oh, right, that. Well, furniture has to listen to what people say, right? Right now, I'm having a ring made that will be fitting you. I think it'll be ready in time for me to bring up to the upcoming family conference, and then I'm gonna give it to you, and then you're gonna fucking die because the witch is a bitch.
My beloved bitch Beatrice.
I'll give it to you then, so please, I want you to let me hear your answer. If you accept, then I'll proclaim our engagement right there in front of all the relatives, including grandfather, who is nearly dead. It's a tactic, to kill him. I want that money for myself, Oh my god, I've got a cat here who is demanding food.
Maple!
Miss?
Sweetie!
George-san, I'm sure some people won't approve of our relationship. Yeah, like us. Yeah, us. We're sitting in the background over on these tables over here. Our tiny little round characters, the little rat characters that I keep referring to us to. We're just sitting here eating blocks of cheese going, what the fuck is this thing?
Yep.
Disgusting! But there's no need to look at their faces, because you only have to fill your eyes with me.
Shannon, blink once at all if you need to get out of this.
Blink, please, blink.
Blink, blink,
blink, blink, blink.
No, you will not give happiness, booyah.
I will definitely bring you happiness. Booyah!
Booyah!
That's one thing I can promise you with certainty. What voice did I even give him before this Joshua voice? I don't even fucking remember. I think it was like something vaguely American.
I'm still sad that British Jessica didn't show up.
I think it's because I was like, okay, I don't care about the copyright version of Jessica. So she's wearing the like cosplay in this one and not the British outfit.
I wanted her to be British. I mean, she's a fan of Ringo Beetle.
Come here. Miss.
Maple!
I need you to show your asshole to George and show how much you dislike him. What have you got on
No,
your
but
nails?
Beatrice is here.
What have you got on your tail?
Don't show disrespect to my queen.
Why do you have something green on your tail? Give me your
Maple?
Give me your fucking tail. All she's thinking is that I'm patting her tail. I'm trying to get this thing off her tail.
Oh my goodness, I'll send you a photo of Cleo.
Okay, it's gone. It's on the floor.
Cleo is so slay.
Hi, miss. What do you want? Other than food, because it's an hour before you need to be fed. Every time it gets to 7:30, she's like, hello. I'm gonna annoy you until I get food. So she annoys me for an hour. Missy ma'am, don't you even think about it. She's planning to knock over all of my, thingies. I just can't wait to see how it will ripen. The gold butterflies do not swoop upon the juice of overripe and rotten fruit. I cannot wait for the day for the harvest to come. Is it the time of the banquet here yet? Oh, what? Did I mute that? Oh my god, I did. Is the time of the banquet here yet? Crack? Are we finally getting crack back? Crack back?
Are we getting a crack back?
Yeah!
So crack.
We get the crack back!
The
Hey.
only word I can say in Irish is crack. Or
Crack?
cracker. Because of how much they say it in Dairy Girls.
Why did Beatrice show for a second and then disappear again? October 4th,
She's just like that.
1986.
Are we stopping here?
Well, we're only an hour 16 into this.
Oh yeah, true.
So first of all, I am gonna save. Hi, can't.
Good idea.
Jesus Christ, his
can't-
man's like the long.
You
like
can't
his
save.
legs are like disproportionately long to his body.
He's got them long legs. Long leg boy.
I was about to say give him daddy long legs, and then I realized do other countries call daddy long legs the same way we do?
Do they even have daddy long legs is the question.
They have a different variation of them, but I know regionally some places call spiders by different names, like how redbacks are called black widows or some shit, or like they're different.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's like
Oh my goodness! I
there's
thought they were completely different spiders.
I think they're similar genuses. That's why. I think redbacks actually have it on their backs, whereas black widows have it on their stomachs, or like on the underside of them.
Oh yeah, guys, guess what? I'm gonna say this here, but I'm hopefully gonna be tabling at a convention next year, and I'll hopefully be selling Umineko stuff, so make sure to buy them.
You should totally make Umineko stuff based on our series as well.
Oh no! Oh, we're gonna have to like advertise this to people, I reckon, so that they understand what stuff like Georgia for Coolidge and Jock George and I don't know what else happened.
I think only Georgia for Coolidge is allowed to be a George sticker, and that's it.
Yeah, George doesn't deserve rights.
No rights for George.
Like, when... Sir!
Oh my god. Okay, do you reckon we end it here? Seeing as we've
Yeah,
hit
I
a
reckon
crack?
so. I reckon so.
Well, I'll see you guys in the next one next week. I know it's a shorter episode today, but I was very sick when we started the chapter, and now we're finally getting into, hopefully getting Battler back. Oh my god. And avoiding George, but I do need to go feed my cat. So, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.